Okay, welcome to Music 2301 or 2302, whichever one you're taking. I wanted to make a welcome video that's not too long if I get moving on it here. My name is Phil Ahern. I'm the instructor for the class. There are two big topics that I want to talk about in this welcome video. One is, what's the assignment going to be for the first week? It's a little bit unusual, the assignment in the first week, so I want to make sure everyone knows what it is. The second topic I'm going to talk about is I put a video on the homepage called Celebration. You might be wondering what's that doing there, so I want to talk about that. Now, the assignment in the first week is this. It's not going to be to work on any readings in the textbook. It's not going to be to work on any practice questions or quizzes. The assignment, and there are a bunch of practice questions. There's a number of folders on our Blackboard that I'm not going to even open them up until the second week. In the first week, basically all you can see on the Blackboard that's open is the video recordings folder, which contains 5 videos. As I say here, number 1, watch 5 videos that are in the video recordings folder. This is the assignment for the first week. Then take the introductory quiz, which is based on the 5 videos, and also take the lockdown check quiz. So that's the assignment for the first week. Here's the names of the 5 videos. I don't need to leave them up here too long on this page here because you'll see these a lot. When you start watching the actual video recordings, especially a video recording number 2, because you see video recording number 2 is going to deal with the special quizzes. And the special quizzes are those 2 that I just mentioned, the introductory quiz and the lockdown check quiz. But in any case, the video recordings folder contains these 5 videos and one other one. There's one other in there that's not part of the introductory quiz. And by the way, the video you're watching right now, the welcome video, that's not part of the introductory quiz either. I'm glad you're watching it, and I'm just trying to put together kind of a fun, informal sort of a video right now. It's not on a quiz or a test. Now, well, on this page, I want to let everyone know, first of all, that when I refer to the first week, this semester, spring 2022, the first week is actually longer than 1 week. I'm calling it the first week, but it goes all the way from January 18th to January 31st. And I'm doing that. I'm extending the first week a little bit because I'm getting off to a late start, and I've been keeping everybody waiting for some important files and video recordings and so forth. So, anyway, it's obvious that I consider these 2 quizzes, the introductory quiz and the lockdown check quiz, to be quite important. That's why I'm delaying delaying us from getting into the practice quizzes, because after we finish these 2 quizzes, introductory quiz and lockdown check quiz, the rest of this semester is going to be essentially devoted to the practice quizzes and what I call the real quizzes and real tests. But at the beginning of the semester here, during this period, January 18th to January 31st, I want everyone in the class to really become acquainted with my Blackboard and with the lockdown check, with a lockdown browser, which I'll say more about later. So these quizzes have deadlines on them. I've got the deadlines here. If you submit the 2 quizzes, the introductory quiz and the lockdown check quiz, if you submit them by Friday, January 31st, you can get full credit for them. That is, if you answer all the questions correctly, you'll get 100 on each of those two quizzes, the introductory and the lockdown check quiz. But you could turn in either of those quizzes, or both. You could turn them in after January 31st, but you won't get full credit. That is, even if you answer all the questions correctly, but you submit it after January 31st and before or on February 7th, the highest possible score is an 80. And then a week later, you could turn in the introductory quiz and or the lockdown check quiz. But even if you answer all the questions correctly, the highest possible score would be a 60. And after February 14th, it's too late to hand in either of them. On the previous page, I showed you the due dates on which the introductory quiz and the lockdown check quiz are due. On this page, I just want to make sure everyone realizes that these two quizzes taken together are worth 15% of your grade for the whole semester. I'm putting a pretty big emphasis on these two quizzes. They're not hard. They're both pretty easy, the introductory quiz and the lockdown check quiz, but I just are emphasizing them at the beginning because I want to make sure that everybody knows how the course is organized and how to navigate around the Blackboard, and make sure that everyone has installed a what's called a Respondus lockdown browser, because you see the lockdown check quiz, you can't take it on the browser like normal browsers that we're used to, like Safari or Firefox or Internet Explorer or Chrome. You have to take the lockdown check quiz on what's called the Respondus lockdown browser. Well, more about that in video number 2. You can see the details about the lockdown browser in video number 2. So I'll say no more about it right now. So in a way, it's too bad that every instructor organizes the Blackboard in a different way. So each time you're taking sign up for a course I use as a Blackboard, you've got to learn how to navigate around the Blackboard. And that's why I put on this page the names of 3 folders that I think are particularly important. We've already said quite a bit about the video recordings folder. I'll say no more about it right now. But these other 2 folders, the calendar and the ebook, are also quite important. If you know where to find those, you basically know everything. If you know how to find these 3 folders that I mentioned on this page. Why is the calendar important? Because the file that I call the calendar, which is in the calendar folder, has all the assignments, all the dates of the quizzes, the dates of the tests, the dates of the assignments. As I said, everything is in that calendar file. So, if you wake up in the morning and you think, I wonder what I'm supposed to do today for Music 2301 or Music 2302. Look in the calendar. It says exactly what we're doing during the entire semester. And of course, the ebook that's the textbook, which you can order it directly from the publisher. When you go in the ebook folder, you can connect up to the publisher online and purchase the textbook that way. A few comments about why I put the video called Celebration on the Blackboard. I made this video a year ago, and right after the election, when we elected just barely, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were elected president and vice president. I was so happy, and I was so excited that those two got elected that motivated me to make this video. I remember the song Celebration. And I just want to mention, because sometimes I feel kind of helpless about what can I do to support the people that are fighting for democracy in our country. You know, in our this great country that we live in, uh, the idea of democracy has always been important. But democracy back in the 1790s, when the country got started, the founders of the country believed in democracy, but their idea of democracy was voting rights for white white men, basically white men who had property, who had money, and gradually over the hundreds of years since the 1790s, we've made progress towards a real democracy, which means that everyone can vote. Basically, everyone that's over the age of 18, male or female, black, white, all of any whatever race or religion or nationality, everyone's entitled to vote. So right now, as we speak, in the first week of the semester, this is under a threat. There are forces in politics from the other party, not Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's party, that are trying to turn the clock backwards and deny voting rights to people. So I'll say no more about it. I'm not going to talk about this all semester long. We're going to concentrate on music, but I just wanted to put in my 2 cents on the subject. The video the song Celebration was originally recorded by a group that called itself Kool and the Gang, and here's a little bit about that group. Kool and the Gang the group was formed in 1964. They didn't really have a big hit until 1979 when they added the lead singer named James J.T. Taylor, and in that same year, 1979, they created the song Celebration. The leader of the group was Robert Kool Bell. His nickname was Kool. And Celebration is a classic in the rock category. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. You know, I'm using the word classic to mean something that's really good, really special, that's going to survive and be around for a long time, not just a hit that exists for a few weeks or so. And of course, the word classic, you can use it that way, or this semester we're going to listen to in Music 2301 and 2302, we'll listen to classical music. They're the words used to refer to the classical category of music, which is a different use of the word. But the most important thing about the song I wanted to share with you was Robert Bell, the creator of the song, was always thinking about diversity from the get-go, from when he first created the song. It always was about diversity. A Wikipedia article about Kool and the Gang, it quotes Robert Bell as saying that he was inspired to write a song that he described as an international anthem. So you see, you know, an anthem, he was always thinking of it as a kind of a hymn that celebrates diversity. And that's why the video, which I didn't make a video of the young people from all around the world playing the song Celebration, and somebody else made that video and I put it in my video. But I hope you agree that it's a really appropriate and perfect way to represent the song Celebration, to show all these young people from all the different countries and cultures in the world getting together on the song Celebration. It's a very joyful and a happy song, and it's a good way to start off our semester.